All right, this is the first recorded episode of the Royal Half Radio show. I'm Jesse Cohen. Joining me today, Taylor Paerels. How are you doing today, Taylor?
I'm doing great, Jesse. Thanks for having
And
me.
if you don't know Taylor, he is LA Kings Uniform History on Twitter. Do I have that right? That's the name of the account.
Yes, that's correct.
All right,
Handle King's Uni History.
and you're on Instagram now too, as well.
Yes, just recently joined there.
All right, so there's a picture on the screen. Everybody can see it's of Anze Kopitar in one of the old jerseys. What we're going to go right now, we're going to go through, and Taylor's going to rank his preferences in jersey history for the LA Kings. I thought I was going to go ahead and rank mine, and then I realized there's entirely too many options for us to go back and forth and just rank them. So we're just going to go through Taylor's rankings, and I'll weigh in when I feel like it. So Taylor, we're going to start from the bottom and work our way from the top to the top. So what is your least favorite LA Kings uniform in team history?
All right. Well, at the bottom of the list, I have the 2022, or excuse me, 2020 Stadium Series uniform with the big LA across the front.
That one?
Yes, that's
All
correct.
right,
The great
sure.
photo of Tyler Toffoli in his last
Hmm.
game with the Kings. Unfortunately, this is the uniform that he wore during that game. There's some good things about it. It was the first introduction to the chrome domes and the white gloves, but
Hmm.
overall, just kind of a disjointed effort between the helmet, the jersey, and my biggest gripe with the entire uniform: there's no crowns, not on the helmet, the jersey, the pants.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't actually ever think about that, but you're right. No crowns. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's very much an LA centric jersey, but it's not a Kings centric jersey. So for that alone, it's just got to rank at the bottom of the list for me.
And just for my own, there's too much white field between the on the jersey clashing straight into the shorts or the breezers, if you will, pants, whatever. I always get somebody tells me I'm saying it wrong, but I don't care. They're shorts. But anyway, it's too much white to go then directly into black shorts. There's that, and the angle of it, it just cuts weird. Yeah, I'm with you. That is probably my least favorite jersey in franchise. Well, actually, that's not true, but it's definitely down there. All right, next on the list.
Next, another Stadium Series jersey. It's the one from 2015 against the Sharks with the kind of, well, the white pants. That's the one.
Yeah, those ones. The
Yes,
stormtrooper uniforms is what they were called. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
So again, it's got some good going for it. I like the kind of splitting of the jersey itself. I think it's
Mhm.
kind of interesting the gray that kind of covers into the name bar on the back. But just those white pants with the big LA that just doesn't
Yeah.
work.
It'd be interesting to see what those looked like if the pants were gray.
Yeah, I think if you kind of flipped it all over,
Yeah.
maybe had white, black, and then all gray into the
Uh-huh.
socks. I think that'd be a visually different look,
See, that's
uh,
funny. I don't think swapping the white and the gray would be swapping because
just
then
for
you just
pants.
get too much gray. But if you have
True.
layer like gray, white, gray, white, gray, like I don't know, or maybe black shorts, pants, breezers, whatever. I don't know. But yeah, that
Oh
those
yeah,
and that LA logo is terrible. I don't like shame on whoever came up with that. Sorry.
yeah, and I think it appears on the shoulder and on the helmet
Yeah.
too. So it's kind of all over the
And the
place.
numbers on the arms are too big. I get it.
Way
It
too
was a
big.
stadium series game, so everybody's 1,000 yards away, but just too big. It just looks goofy, too big.
Yeah.
All
So
right. Next
Stadium
up.
Series one's at the bottom.
Yep.
Next, it's got to be the Burger King.
No.
Uh,
No, Taylor, no.
just
Let me that was 96, right? Yeah, okay. The
yes,
Burger King, the infamous Burger King jersey.
yes. So the logo is fine. I think if it had ended up in the traditional placement on the jersey, it wouldn't be nearly as low on any's anyone's NHL
Mhm.
specific ranking. I just think with the big swoosh and the gradients used,
This
uh,
gradients was a terrible idea, and the Kings
yeah,
were not the only ones to use it. The only
very
reason I'm
90s.
gonna the only reason I'm gonna push back on this one is that I've said repeatedly, and I believe it, if you're gonna swing, swing big.
Yes.
And this was such a big swing. The other two we've seen are kind of like, meh, and some of the ones I really don't like. I don't like them because they're just bland, boring. Like there was no swing at all. This one at least was a chaotic, massive swing, and your mileage may vary on whether you like it or not. I'm still not sure how I feel about it as just like a fashion statement.
Yeah.
but it was
I
such a tremendous swing, and it is
yeah,
so different from anything else that I'm like, okay, well, at least you actually did something truly different. And there's purple, gold, black, white, like there's all of it. So,
yeah. They
but I get
they
it. Some
tried to
people don't like it.
incorporate everything.
It is
And I
ugly, though.
mean,
I'll grant you that.
yeah, and I mean when they wore it for warm-ups during the 50th anniversary season, I was
Mhm.
at the game and I went and bought the jersey. I just had to have it
There you
even
go.
though it's at the
Sure.
bottom. It's one of those where you kind of just have
Yeah.
to embrace it for what it
Yeah.
is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Next up.
Next up, I've got the 1970s, the all gold look with the gold pants included. I think there's a couple of photos of that.
Yeah. This one.
Yes.
These guys. Or that's
Exactly.
the, yeah. All right. Yes.
So
The
we got the
banana,
front
the
face.
banana fit.
Exactly. That was what my dad always talked about when he was
Hmm.
growing up. That's what they wore at home, and yeah, it just looked like skating bananas. Uh, the jersey is it's fine. It's the same thing they wore throughout the 60s and 70s, but just the gold pants are too much. It's too much gold.
I was just going to say, I think purple shorts would go a long way
Oh, absolutely.
towards
We'll,
fixing that, but
we'll
we'll
get
get
to
to
that
that
one
later.
later, but
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
um, and then next the last of the Stadium Series jerseys, we've got the one in 2014 at Dodger Stadium.
Yeah. That guy.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
the gray has just never quite worked. Just being the flat material that it is. It was different, I guess, for them to go with that color since it is the only one of the black, white, and silver that they hadn't worn as a jersey base. Um, I do like, you know, notwithstanding the chrome effect on the logo, that they were able to put that crown on the front. I mean, of all the teams that they had given that chrome effect, I guess the crown is the only one that worked, but that's not saying much.
I don't personally think it worked either, but that's just me.
Yeah. So it was nice to see it on the front, but overall, just kind of bland,
Yeah, the
templated and everything
template
else.
I'm fine with, right? The
Mhm,
shoulder, whatever we're gonna call that, the yoke, the black yoke on top of the shoulders. I really like the inclusion of the white stripes because I think it breaks it up and it just makes it look better. Again, don't like that LA logo on the shoulder there. um and gray, the whole gray silver silver gray thing, to me in the 90s they had it pegged perfectly. The jerseys were black and white, and the tertiary color was silver, and we all understood that when you saw it on the jersey it was gray. It was gray fabric, but we all understood when you're watching it on TV it's silver. This
mhm,
recent obsession with making the silver sparkly in different manifestations, I don't personally understand. It started in the late 90s when they introduced the jerseys we'll get to eventually.
mhm.
I don't need glitter woven into my jerseys, and you can't tell unless you're 2 feet away from it anyway, so who's it even for? And then yeah, making jerseys gray to me is just sort of bonkers. Like, that is not a silver jersey, that's a gray jersey, and gray is not one of the colors of the team.
Yeah,
So what are we doing? Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of those.
yeah, and then that takes us into the other 2 that are basically the same, that were
Yeah.
the other gray uniforms, the 50th anniversary, and then a couple years later, they brought it back. So again, this one's a little bit better just because we've got I think
Yeah.
the addition of black makes it more of a dark uniform. Could use some white. I think the logo does pop with the bit of white that it does have. Um,
So we're looking at the 50th right now. Sorry to cut you off.
mhm,
That's the 50th, which I did not like because I cannot stand gold and silver, or gold and gray, whatever you want to call it. This is the gray alt,
mhm.
and I just think it looks so much better. I still don't think it looks good. I just thought it looked so much better once they abandoned all the extra noise on the 50th anniversary part, the gold and all of it, and they
Yeah,
just went with just the colors that there are. It's just, yeah. But yeah,
yeah,
also a very, and again, like you said, very bland, very boring.
yeah. I mean the gold it worked I guess for the 50th just because yeah gold for
Mhm.
50. But once they removed that and just made it that sparkle silver, I think that's the ideal case for using it. Is if you're using it just in a few
Yeah.
stripes. It does get a little bit of a shine, or it looks a little different than the flat gray, but not enough to really
Here's the
bring up
thing with
detail.
gold working in the original design as part of the 50th, because gold for 50th. If only Taylor the Kings had some history of wearing gold to fall
Right?
back on for the 50th anniversary, like instead of crowbarring it into a different color scheme, just make the 50th anniversary jerseys. Anyway, whatever. It's water under the bridge now. All right, next up on the list.
Next, I've got the 2007 white, the one with no hem striping. We just have the Los Angeles
That guy.
kind of floating. Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
So
and
it's
this
the
is not centered properly. My apologies.
That's okay. Um, yeah, so it's the evolution of the previous design. When Reebok took over, they changed up the template, and for some
Hmm.
reason the bottom stripe disappeared, but the Los Angeles stayed, so it's just
Yeah.
kind of there. Uh, a couple other things. I think the shoulders lost some of the black that I think it needs. I think you brought up with the Stadium series where it's too much white into the black pants. We get the
Hmm.
prime example of that here.
Yeah. My biggest issue with this one, and this might be my least favorite, you get a logo or you get a word mark. You don't get both.
Hmm.
Like logos are a stand in for names. And
Hmm.
so when Vancouver has Vancouver written across the top of their chest and then their logo, I say no. Uh-uh. You get one or the other. You don't get both. And this is the worst version of both. You get a crown because the Kings, and then you get Los Angeles along the hem, just in case you forgot Los Angeles. But we all know that there used to be a purple background that those letters sat on. And so now not only is it absurd and ugly that you have the word mark and the logo, but it's also hyper conspicuous because we all were used to the purple field that the letters sat on. I didn't like that any better, but now they just look weird and out of place on top of being unnecessary. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, I don't like these ones. And Reebok ruined all jerseys, and
all of them.
every team's jersey that year was terrible. So,
And then the black version of this is just the next step, I would guess. Um, because yeah, in 2007, it's the
oh,
same
these
thing.
ones, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
even worse. Yes.
it's just the black swap.
At least
Um,
you can see the division line on the yoke in the shoulder, right? At least that white
yes,
line, pops a little bit more than the other one.
yeah, the silver works here a little bit better.
Hmm.
It just overall, for whatever reason, the black version. Most of the time, the white isn't a little bit better, but the black one here, it's you're splitting hairs between them. But yeah,
It's also
the
too
floating.
much, which we'll get to later.
Mhm.
The fact that there's no break in solid color from the collar to the ankles, basically, right? You have the
Yeah,
purple stripe on the sock, but it's basically just there's just not an like adding that purple stripe. As much as I loathe the Los Angeles at the bottom of the jersey, having the purple stripe at least breaks up the monotony and makes it look like you're not wearing a onesie.
yeah,
Um,
and that purple is so dark that I mean, even in this photo, some of the socks, it almost looks like you've got some silver, and the rest is black.
yeah,
So it just it's okay, but just never
yeah,
quite as good as the
yep,
original version.
yep.
Um, and then we've got the what I call the championship era black that was the third alongside these ones. Um,
Right, so that would have been 2008 or no, these guys.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
okay.
the one they won the cups in, uh,
Mhm,
the silver kind of looks nice in there. It blends a little bit with the white, so it's not fantastic. This logo you can't quite see, but there is at least that little bit of silver at the bottom of the jersey to kind of break up
mhm,
the pants and socks.
yep.
But it could have used just the full stripe like they have now, like they had during
Yeah.
the Gretzky era.
2 things for me on this one. 1, it's just insanely boring, and I never liked it. I didn't hate it, but I didn't like it, which
Yeah.
is something. Uh, actually 3 things, I guess. 2, the piping, let's say, the line that extends from the collar down the arm and is broken up by the white stripe at the elbow. I hate that. It is pointless. It doesn't do anything. I don't know why it's there. It's a relic from the Reebok era when every team had some kind of striping and piping, and I don't like it. And then the logo, and I don't know how many opportunities we'll have to get into this. I'm not sure we will. because that logo was conceived of as an alternate jersey and was on the black, there was no exterior border to make it not look confusing when you put it on a white background. So when they then decided to introduce white versions of this jersey, they had to adapt the logo to create a black background for the logo to sit on. But then you now had the white logo border that you see in this photo with a black diamond or home plate border around it, and then when you put that on a different back, so like the logo kept in the period of like 4 or 5 years, the logo kept changing in the subtle ways that no normal human being would ever care about or notice. But it was deeply important to people that when the logo was painted on the side of the building or appeared in an advertisement or whatever, it had to be changed. And one year they just added an interior gray stroke around the interior border because somebody thought that that would make it look better. And it was just like, can we not? So one of the reasons I actually like the current logo set is they actually pre-thought about all of that. They tried to future proof it, and we covered that on All the King's Men. But that was one of my big gripes with this logo, is that it was just kind of haphazardly mushed into a jersey set that was never intended to exist, and on top of that, super boring. So, but I still would have stuck with it for the record. But that's a
Yeah,
whole other
I mean,
conversation.
it's amazing that they stuck with it for, what, 15, 16 years from
Yeah.
its inception as an alternate,
Hmm.
um, and yeah, just I never liked the idea of moving away from a crown-centric design. It's the same crown, but now it's, like, 1/3 the size.
Hmm.
It just didn't make any sense to
The
the
font was
way the
also
layout.
terrible,
Yeah,
but that's not. I think the font was also a holdover from the purple jerseys from the 1999 change.
yeah.
Um,
So again,
and
weird
not great.
how the font, the lettering, all of that lasted for even longer, almost
Yeah,
25 years.
yeah,
Uh,
preposterous.
so it's just very strange.
And I do want to say this real quick because I talk to people who have nostalgia for specific sets, and I just want to say real quick, it's fine to disagree with. Like, I'm not saying that my takes are right. I'm just saying I have very specific taste. I also have my own nostalgia thing, which is for the mid '90s, but yeah, that just because you liked something when you were a kid doesn't mean it's good, and doesn't mean that people disliking it is a personal attack. So I just want to throw that out there. All right, next on your list, Taylor, because this is your
Uh,
list.
yeah. Next, I've got the white version of this uniform.
That one.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Kopitar, his goal in Game One of the final against New Jersey in 2012, his iconic goal there,
Mhm.
but it came in these jerseys. So obviously, with this set, it's going to be remembered as the ones the Kings won the 2 Stanley Cups in. They're just not the greatest uniforms they've ever had. This one is a little bit better. It has the stripe at the bottom. It's a little hard
It
to
has
see
the
in this
tricolor
photo.
stripe at the waist. Yeah.
So the black piping could take it or leave it, but
Yeah,
I mean,
leave
I
it.
yeah, as we'll see in the current
Yeah.
set. And yeah, just the logo, like you said, this one's got the thin black border that they had to add
Hmm.
because otherwise there was nothing
Yeah.
containing it.
Otherwise, there's just the black square and the black home plate floating on a white background with the LA and the
Yeah.
crown in it. Yeah.
So, and again, lasted for a long time, and of course,
Hmm.
there's going to be the nostalgia for it. It's just it's a little on the boring
Yeah.
side if we're going
Now,
for
and to be
this
clear,
color.
the jerseys, the fit, the whole top to bottom uniform, I thought was great. It's just
Mhm.
really the logo that didn't work.
Yeah,
Because the shorts there with the crown on them, the socks with the silver, black, silver tricolor stripe, the stripe at the elbows and and the waist, no notes, right? It's perfectly
no,
fine. The font was good. Just get rid of the piping, and the logo was boring. But say la vie. Some
yeah,
logos are boring, and the longer they stuck with it, the more we all like. I got over it pretty quickly. I hated them when they first introduced them, but whatever. That just became the logo of the team. I love the team, so I love the logo.
yeah. And I think this set too, when they did introduce the stripes on the pants that they wore during Gretzky's time and added the
Hmm.
crown logo, I think that added a lot to it that was missing when
Yeah.
you just had plain black pants for all those years.
Yep.
Um,
Agreed.
so I think made a much more cohesive set.
Yep. All right, next
Uh,
one up.
Next one up, the current white uniform with either the white or the
This
silver
one?
helmet they've added. Yes.
Okay.
So definitely an improvement over the previous set. We don't have that piping anymore. We
Hmm.
have appropriate striping. The numbers look good with the kind of extra black border to contain the silver so it doesn't blend as much. I think the only thing that holds it back is the shimmery silver. It's just too light in color, especially on the
Yeah.
logo. We can see in this picture here that it almost looks like the logo is white. Um, so it just doesn't have the same punch that the original version of this logo had.
Well, and this is what I was talking about earlier when I said this obsession with making silver silver and not just gray. It only works when you're 5 feet away from it.
Hmm.
And when you're watching on TV, you who cares, right? You're not studiously, investigating the uniforms. You're just watching the light team versus the dark team. Um, and then yeah, when you look at photos like this, you're right. The logo looks white, and I would say even the stripes look a little hard to identify,
Hmm.
particularly on the socks. But yeah, you can see the difference getting rid of the piping makes. I don't like the collar personally, but a lot of teams are doing
No.
that. I don't understand what was wrong with the old collar, and a lot of that is that the NHL wants their dumb logo right there at the collar, just in case anybody forgot what they were watching.
Yeah.
I've never understood the desire to like, well, we got to have the NHL logo right there on the collar. Like, well, okay, whatever. But yeah, obviously my personal nostalgia for that logo comes through. I do think the numbers look better in the inside the black stripe on the sleeve, but
Hmm.
I guess that ship has sailed. So
Yeah. And then I think there's a photo I've got two of them that they've worn recently with the silver helmets,
that one.
just to kind of show what that looks like. Yeah. So I think the helmet, and it'll come up with when they've worn the various silver
Hmm.
helmets, it almost looks white. It adds a little bit. Watching it on TV, I could see that the lights shined on it a little bit,
Not to me
but
personal.
yeah, it just causes a mismatch. You might as well just keep the white helmet. It's
The
not
silver
different
helmet to
enough.
me, saying sorry to cut you off. The silver helmet to me is the biggest helping of who cares ever. Like, okay, they're wearing a silver
Yeah.
helmet. I can't tell.
Hmm.
And it goes right back to the Burger King thing, which is if you're going to take a swing, take a swing. I understand some people hated the Chrome Domes. I went back and forth. One game I hated them, one game I loved them. It would just sort of depend on, I don't even know what. Sometimes I liked them, sometimes I didn't. But that's, you know what I mean? I don't know a ton about fashion, but one of the things I know about my reaction to fashion is when something is sort of, who cares? I don't care. And it just becomes like, all right, you're wearing silver helmets. I can barely tell. And when I'm watching on TV, I can't tell at all. And when I'm in the building, I'm too invested in the game to really care. Like, even if I did, even the Chrome Domes, 5 minutes after the game starts, that's just what they're wearing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Who cares?
It looks good during the intro. You can shine all of the lasers and the lights on them,
I
make
mean,
them
I
really
guess.
shine, and then that's it. Once
Yeah,
they're on the rink,
that's
take
what
them
you're
with
wearing. And again, I've never understood the obsession of making silver silver.
them.
Like
Hmm.
your colors are black and white. Yes, it's black, white, and silver, but the silver part nobody cares about. until
Yeah.
until you can make a jersey that actually looks silver, not glitter, not gray, not a combo of both. Until that can happen, then your colors are black and white. So
Yeah, I'm curious to see if that does happen years from now as they keep working on it.
I mean,
Something
they've
akin to what the
mastered it
NHL has.
already.
But
I can't find the picture I found once, but Team Israel had a jersey that was silver and it was shiny and glossy and it looked
oh,
cool.
well, there we go.
But anyway,
If Fanatics or whoever can implement that,
yeah, yeah,
maybe we'll talk.
yeah, exactly.
And on the same note of the silver helmet, I've got the new black alternate uniform, the third jersey that they wore for opening night with the silver helmets.
That one.
And yeah, all the promotional material has them in the silver helmets, and
Hmm.
they've worn it for one game. I don't know what the issue was. Everything, I think, when you spoke on All the King's Men, that whether they're going to change it up and wear the black helmets with these, they said, no, no, we're going to keep silver. The last three times they've worn black helmets.
I can only guess, and I haven't. This is not confirmed. I haven't spoken to anybody. The only thing I can guess is that the backlash to the silver helmets on this uniform was so strong that
Hmm.
they decided to scrap it, which I am disappointed by. I don't think it's a good look, but I think the fix is to make the gloves and the pants silver. And I know you and I have talked about it, and I don't have the picture ready to go. I wish I did, but I had AI cook up a little version of this uniform with silver pants and silver gloves. And to be clear, I don't think it looks great. I just think if you are so hell bent on making silver a sticking point of your whole thing, then you have to lean all the way in.
Yes.
And so silver pants, silver gloves, silver helmet, silver, silver, silver. Like, fine. If that's one of the
Hmm.
colors, make it a color. Also, I understand that the single stripe on the elbows and the waist is a throwback to the 1967 jerseys because they had single stripes, not triple stripes. I get it, but my eye is so trained to look for triple stripes and the black, white, silver combo on so many of them. I'll try and find an example of what I'm talking about. But on this picture of Anze Kopitar we're looking at right now, my eye starts to separate that single sock stripe into three stripes,
Mm.
even though they're not there.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
that's
I think the addition of white would go a long way towards trying to break up this just black and silver that they're trying to work
mhm,
with, whether it's just two stripes, whether it is that triple stripe. Uh, Obviously, the best part about this entire uniform is that we got that nice new
yep,
logo on the
the crown
front.
on the front. Yep.
It looks amazing. If they had introduced this logo on the current set, I mean, I think that would look fantastic. I don't know if
Yeah.
we'll get to see that at some point in time, but uh, any time that they can use this crown moving forward is going to be a plus.
Just to
Uh,
further nitpick, I hate fake laces. And to be clear, the laces are real, but I call them fake because they don't actually lace anything up.
right.
Um, and I've never liked that since it's been introduced. I think was it Reebok that introduced it in the
I think
2006
so.
rollout? Don't like it, pointless. Part of my thing with fashion is listen, it's got to be at least a little functional,
Hmm.
which is one of the reasons I didn't like the gradient. The gradient does nothing. It's
No.
just, hey, we can do this. Let's do it. Wouldn't it be cool? And it's like, well, okay, you can, but why? What is the point of it? Same with the piping. Yeah, okay, you can do it, but why? It's you're separating two fields of the same color for no purpose. The laces don't do anything. They're just there to make you think, hey, remember when? It's just sort of forced nostalgia, and I don't appreciate it. Also, the font and the numbers look white to me,
Yeah.
and that to me is a problem. The whole premise of this entire set is black and silver, right? There's no white on this thing. It's black and silver. We're leaning hard into black and silver. And yet, because the fabric of the numbers and the letters on the back and on the arms are a different material than the silver on the stripes, and even the arm stripes on this one look a little white. And
Hmm.
so the question becomes, well, are you wearing black and white, or are you wearing black and silver, or are you wearing black white? It's incongruous in my mind's eye, and it bothers me.
Yeah, I think swing for the fences. They tried it in some regards with the silver helmet, only using black and silver. The new font, even on the names, it's using the same font. That's good, but I think there's ways to improve this by adding
Mhm.
white, maybe even darkening that silver color to be. If you want to have it still be silver and shimmery, fine, but pick a darker color of gray because if you had a darker gray helmet, maybe not Vegas Golden Knights dark, but
Right.
I think that would help to differentiate it
I,
enough. But
this was the perfect opportunity to throw the chrome domes back out there.
yeah.
I mean, like the silver helmets they have going with these ones that they now occasionally wear with the white ones on TV, you can't really tell that they're silver, which
Hmm.
I think is why it looks bad when you're watching it on TV because it's like, okay, you're head to toe black, but you're wearing a white helmet. It just somebody I can't remember who said it says it looks like a bunch of kids forgot their gear. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, and then on top of that, I just think, like I said, go all out or don't at all. And they sorted it out in the '90s, and this is one of those things that drives me crazy when people would go like, "Well, we changed something that was working for no good reason at all." And now we're going to go back. We've acknowledged that that thing that worked once upon a time was great and everybody loved it. And years have gone by. So we've gotten over the novelty of the change. Now we're going to go back for nostalgia purposes, for practicality purposes, whatever they are. But we're not actually going to go back to the way things were. We're going to tweak it because we know better. And it's like, well, you don't. They had it figured out in the 90s. We all understood that it was silver, even though the jerseys were actually gray. I can go grab one off of my closet and, put it in front of the camera and say, like, look, this is, this is what a Kings jersey looked like from 1992. It's gray. There's no glitter in it. It's not silver, but we all understood when we watched it that it was black, white, and silver. Anyway, sorry, I'm
Yeah.
just ranting.
No, that's fine. Yeah, so I think almost there, but needs a little
Yeah.
bit more.
Yep.
Uh, it's kind of speaking of a little too much of a good thing, I would say the 80s purple or forum blue, royal purple, whatever uniform.
That one?
Yeah, so
Yeah. Too much purple.
great colors, little too much purple. I think the issue with this one compared to the home version, there's just nothing that matches the gold on the arms. You have all of that there,
Yeah.
but then you don't have enough of it throughout the pants. I don't know what you would do because gold pants wouldn't look good,
No, I don't think it would. Yeah, you're right.
but I just don't know how you balance that out a little bit better.
The solution might be, and this is crazy, I'm just thinking off the top of my head. The solution might be purple skates and yellow socks.
Hmm.
Because it's weird that it ends into a black skate.
Yeah,
Like you got purple helmets, the gloves are purple and gold, the jerseys are purple and gold, the pants are purple and gold, the socks are purple and gold, and then skates black.
I hadn't thought about the socks, but yeah, I mean the Bruins wore gold socks for years and still should be with their black uniforms. I I think the gold socks might actually be a solution, and then yeah,
But
add
again,
some purple in the
into
skate.
into purple
Hmm.
skates. That's the
Yeah,
key. You've got it.
and we
Yeah.
got the technology now. Skates could be any
Yeah.
color, so
Hmm.
I think that would work, and
Just a thought.
be very curious to see now what that would
Yeah.
look like.
All right. We fixed it.
Yeah. Um, I think next up, I've got the from 1999, the purple alternate that they wore
Yeah.
uh, with the crown. And for my tracking purposes, whenever I'm posting anywhere, I distinguish the two. Anything that they wore in those early days or as the reverse retros, I put forum blue. I know it's purple, but it's, I guess, just for convention's sake,
Sure.
I'll call it forum blue. This one, purple. It's more blue. It's definitely different.
It looked blue
Uh,
on TV a lot.
yeah. So I think it was a great idea to reintroduce purple. Maybe it would have looked better in a different shade. Um, but I think, again, trying to kind of bring the brand into one space, I assume, with black and silver, but then bringing
Hmm.
back purple. This was the first time we saw the crown on the front, and first time they had worn just a crown since the 80s. Um, so I think it was a good first step to kind of bring in a new alternate uniform and new look.
This is another one that to me is so close. I like the yoke. I like the silver and black and purple tricolor border around the black yoke. I like the shield logo on the shoulder. I like the crown logo. Um, I hate the Los Angeles at the waist, but whatever, that can be gotten rid of. I like the silver line above it. Um, I just think the sock colors should be reversed.
Yeah.
They should be
So
primarily purple socks with black with a big thick black stripe in it. Other than that, get rid of the Los Angeles, and that's a pretty clean look. And the fake laces, obviously, I don't like, but whatever. But I mean,
no,
I
they
like the shape of the collar. I like the gray. Again, here it is. It's all gray, but we all understand that's silver, right?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I
silver.
think the only thing the collar could be more traditional. I don't know how it ended
I
up
kind of like
being
that. It's there
huge.
because of the fake laces, but
Yeah, yeah,
but I
that
don't
was it
hate it.
to kind of shape around the entire laces. You get rid of the
Hmm.
laces, you don't need a collar that big.
It's
But
fair.
yeah, I think, and then the next one when they reintroduced this with the Shield logo on the front a couple years later,
Yeah.
now we have matching socks. So It's a much more
Yeah.
uh, traditional look. I think the shield's a little too big. How it kind of butts up against the striping and the
Mhm.
collar. Uh, but still, I mean, it's a good improvement just with the socks, and it's still part of the same set where you've got just the swapping of the logos.
Yeah, and great to have the crowns on the shoulders, like you said, swapping the primary for the secondary logos. The shield itself, it's just too complicated.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. It's if you're into lore and you're into that sort of thing, fine, but it's just too much for a sports team logo. And, the fact that I have to, like, parse out the details, like, oh, it's a crown and a sun and a lion, and oh, by the way, the lion is wearing sunglasses and he's holding a hockey stick and his foot's on a hockey puck. Like, it's very cute, but it's a little bit too much. Like, what was that book that gripped the world for a while? The Da Vinci Code. It's a little too Da Vinci Code for me. Like, I shouldn't have to have a 5 minute conversation about what's going on. They're the kings. Kings wear a crown. The logo's a crown. Got it. Moving on. Like,
Yeah.
that's and my rule has always been, if a kid can't draw the logo in the margins of his fourth grade homework, your logo's too complicated. So
Yeah. I mean, I drew the crown from this all the time. I never tried to draw the shield. I'm not going to draw a lion and try
no,
to figure out the spacing. No, it's
no,
just not going
forget
to
it.
work.
Yeah. Crown, yes, and I don't particularly like that crown, but that crown was simple, and
Yeah.
weirdly enough, I don't know how many people know this. The crown that appeared on the championship jerseys in the bottom of the home plate logo, it's more detailed than the crown on this shield, but I mean that's where that shape of the crown was introduced.
Yeah.
And then they had to
Clean shape.
blow it up and add detail and make it more whatever, but, like, that's where that ugly crown comes from, which is another reason I don't like the shield logo. Anyway, all right, next up on your list, sorry.
Next up, we already sort of covered it, but it's the current alternate with a black helmet. Just to kind of touch on
Yeah.
that, um, definitely an improvement in the sense that now it looks like a traditional uniform, but all of the same things still apply.
Mhm.
It needs some white. It's
The
almost
numbers really look white in this picture.
yeah, they really do, and it is lacking something. I think where the helmet by itself was too much. I think having the pants or the gloves being silver would have added to it. Whereas this one, it's fine.
Mhm.
I think all the same things apply. Good logo. I do like the font choice just because it is different. Uh, but it's lacking that kind of pop um,
This will
that
not
some
be a
helmets really
popular
do.
opinion amongst some people. I like the crown jersey. I'm even okay with the concept of a primarily black jersey with that crown on it. I am now, I don't know how many years into my life where wearing all black is considered cool or badass. And I was over it 20 years ago. I'm super over it now. Like, I am
Yeah.
not 5 years old anymore. I don't need everything in my life to be delivered to me the way that WWE delivers things to people, and that version of cool is what governs. Like, w- I'm sure you saw, was it the Rangers and the Red Wings, or the Rangers in Montreal, whatever the game it was where they both
Yes.
wore the same color? Gorgeous. And everybody had the same
Fantastic.
reaction to it, which was gorgeous. So what are we doing here? Like,
Yeah. I
color.
I've I've thought about, like, could the Kings do a color versus color in black? Maybe,
Sure.
but
It
then
wouldn't look as good.
the other team's doing the heavy lifting in red or orange or
Yeah.
gold. The Kings are just wearing black.
Yeah, and it's one
So
of my problems with the home team wearing their colored the dark jersey now is because every Kings home game looks the same. It's black on white.
mhm,
It's like, all right, well, there's 32 teams. There's tons of colors, and like teams like Utah that introduced this really gorgeous version of blue that nobody else is wearing. And instead of giving us those mountain blue jerseys, they gave us black jerseys with highlights of mountain blue. Well, I
yeah.
really like mountain blue. Anyway, whatever. All right,
No.
next up.
Next up, I've got the Chrome Dome alternate, the 2021 whites.
White Alt 1 or White Alt 2?
I think one.
That
I
one.
think I've got yeah.
Okay.
So I think this is an improvement over the Stadium Series uniform where they introduced the chrome domes. I think
Mhm.
it looks good here. The striping could be a little more consistent, but that's a
Yep.
minor gripe, I would say. I do like the sock and hem stripes where it is kind of just one big black stripe, one big silver stripe. Um, and I think the treatment of the logo where you get kind of that shine, but it's not the shimmer material. It's different. I really like how that plays with the lighting, and it stands out more in some cases. It almost matches the helmet when in the right
Mhm.
light.
My favorite part about these are the white gloves. Unfortunately, you can't really see it in this picture, but unfortunately, the way the striping on the sleeves winds up working, this jersey always looked to me like somebody was wearing a black jersey and then threw a white t-shirt on over it. Or they wore a white t-shirt and they sewed black sleeves onto the ends of the white t-shirt.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't know why it's something to do with the fabric. I think I don't know, but that's how it always looked to me when I was close to them. Far away, this whole thing it's fine. It's fine. I don't personally like the solid stripes on the socks and at the hem. I like tricolor, not dual
Hmm.
color. But that's just what I'm used to. But yeah, this is an inoffensive uniform choice. I like the collar. There's the NHL logo
Hmm.
there again for some bizarre reason. I like I said, I was back and forth on the chrome domes, but it's fine. Um, just for me, it was the sleeves, and like I said, it looked like a t-shirt with sleeves sewn on it. I don't know
Yeah.
why, but anyway,
I hadn't seen that until you had brought it up. I think the Rangers had one for a Stadium Series game a couple of years ago, and yeah, I thought it was just an "I Love New York" T-shirt thrown over a
right, right.
Rangers jersey. So I don't know what the obsession is with kind of the just all the way down the sleeves on a white jersey. I think in some cases it
I don't get
works.
it.
It's fine here, but
It's fine.
yeah, that's kind of where it is. It's fine. I think the logo is really the
I
part that
do
kind
like
of
the white gloves.
elevates
I
it.
really like the white gloves.
Yeah,
Throw
a
that
more
out there.
modern touch to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, Next, I've got the current home uniform, the all black there,
That one.
2024. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's a good look, I think, of all the all black uniforms. This is on the upper half of them. I think the matte helmet really. I didn't think I would like it as much as I do, but it looks really good with all of this. Um, just a cohesive look. I think the silver does still blend in with the white, as we've kind of seen with a lot of these, but I think it's better on the black
Yep.
um, because
Then the
it's the
alternative. Yeah.
yeah. So it's first black and then silver and then white. I think breaking it up might help some. And obviously, compared to the championship jerseys, the big LA, we finally got a stripe at the bottom of the jersey that was severely
Yeah.
lacking for quite some time.
There's only a few things that I would tweak about this one, and in person it looks great. I want to say that.
Hmm.
Again, the collar bugs me. I don't know why. It's just the asymmetry of it. I don't like it. Um, I'm assuming this is just in this photo. Quentin Byfield's socks appear to have fallen down to his ankles, so
Yeah,
that's sort of annoying because they should be that stripe should be higher up. And then also, and I'm not the only person to identify this, the size of the white stripe,
it's huge.
but socks, waistline and arms, it's just too big.
Yeah,
And I actually, when they were showing these off at the office 2 years ago, whatever it was, I brought in one of my old jerseys from the 90s and held it up right next to them and compared the size of the stripe, and it's like twice as big.
yeah,
So I mean, it's huge. And I can't believe that nobody saw it or caught it. And I know that nobody did because I was standing there having conversations with people. They were like, "Oh, is it really big?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, it's huge." Like, what are you talking about? Is it big? Um, but other than that, yeah, they look good. And again, it feeds directly into my nostalgia of loving the bow tie or the Chevy or the whatever you want to call that logo. Um,
yeah. I would say if they shrunk the stripes a little bit or even had them inconsistently thick as they were in the 90s, I think that would go a long way
Well, in the
towards,
'90s, the one on the arm was bigger because the numbers were going in there,
yeah. So if
and
you're
the one
not
at the
going to do
waist,
that,
yeah,
why does it
shrink it,
need to be
yeah.
that thick? Or
No,
move
it's
the
true.
stripe up and then put
Or,
the numbers
God
in there.
forbid, put the numbers back in the friggin' stripe, but
Yeah.
that's obviously not gonna happen.
So
Alright,
it's
moving
the
on, sorry.
best we're gonna get.
And the helmets are great.
Uh,
Matte black's great.
yes. Next, I've got the 1998 black uniform, the first one that introduced the shield logo. And I think this
That
one,
one?
yeah. So this one
Okay.
had purple socks, so
Mhm.
just the inverse of the alternate at the time. Uh, it was definitely a swing to the fences for something new at the time.
It was.
And I think this is about the, I mean, as weird as it sounds, I think this is the last time they really did anything like that. Everything else has been an evolution of this brand or nostalgia.
Mhm.
So did it work? Maybe. I mean, it lasts. Elements
There
lasted forever, but
there is a lot of goodwill for these jerseys and
mhm,
this uniform, and I'm sure it has a lot to do with when people came to the team. So I would argue it did work. It didn't work for me personally because I don't like that logo and I don't like Los
yeah,
Angeles at the bottom of the jersey, but you can't fight City Hall. And the people, I have seen tons of people say that they love this jersey because that's when
yeah,
they came on board. And between 1993 and 2012, the only success the team had came in some version of these jerseys. So
yeah,
Adam Deadmarsh, Jason Allison, Ziggy Palfy, Luke Robitaille's second tour of duty with the team, like, and maybe even third. I don't remember the timeline anymore, but I mean, they all came with these jerseys on. So there are a lot of highlights and cool
yeah.
moments in these jerseys and some version of them. So yeah, I think it did work. I just think they swung a little too hard, and
Yeah.
they corrected, right. Getting rid of the shield and replacing it with the crown was the right move.
Yeah, I think the shield works here with the collar, but I think the crown is still the superior logo of
Yeah.
the set. Um, I think the silver does work really well here in all of the applications. This is actually one where they almost could have done the tri-stripe instead of splitting it up with the black in between. But I think overall it still works really well.
Mhm.
I think of the two, the white version, the 1998 white, I think is just a little bit better.
Yeah.
So, and this is the iconic one. Both of the overtime games against
Mhm.
Detroit, this is what they were wearing. I think the way that the colors are laid out here, where you've got the black, the silver, and the purple, it balances a lot better because there's not, I don't know if there's any white on the black version, but this one uses all of the colors
Yeah.
together. So,
Yeah, no,
um,
I agree. I just think again, put a crown on it, but that's they
yeah,
did eventually, so they figured it out.
yeah. So I think then if we're moving on, it would be the 2002 black. So we have the crown, but it's the black version of the uniform.
Mhm.
So this is, Brown's first few years, Kopitar's first season. This is what they were wearing. So definitely the crown, big and bold on the front. I think anytime that they can put a crown on the front of the uniform, it's going to look good, um, regardless of which style it is.
Mhm.
There's a little too much black from the pants to the socks, but overall, I think this is definitely an improvement
Just
over
get rid of that
what.
word Los Angeles at the bottom, man. Can't have it
Yeah,
stand.
if they just had a plain purple stripe there,
Mhm.
a lot better.
Yep.
And the changes that Reebok made only were a downgrade to this.
Mhm.
And I really liked too the point that the shoulders came to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just a
It
little different.
looked like a chevron.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yep.
So I think everything worked about this, and then the white version, the 2002 white, again, just the colors
Yeah.
um, were balanced in a way that it was very purple forward. The black really helped to just kind
So I
of
mean,
keep
I think the
contrast.
reason that this works better than the dark one is that the pants, the shorts, the breezers, whatever, are black, and they're not black necessarily as a fashion statement, more so as just like, well, that's what color hockey breezers are.
Hmm.
But because the rest of the uniform isn't primarily black, it's a way to sort of sneak in a third color, which I think
Yeah,
is great. And also, these look better, and they were the home jerseys, which means you reward your fans with looking at the more interesting
Hmm.
jersey because they hadn't done the switch yet. So yeah, I didn't love the crown, but I didn't hate it. I just sort of got used to it after a while, and didn't love Los Angeles across the bottom, but again, kind of got used to it after a while.
Yeah, and I think it made for a really good uniform for the time. Really kind of set the stage for what was to come,
Hmm.
and just I'll always think of this when I think of Kopitar's first goal.
Yeah,
So
against Anaheim. Yeah. How many do we have
anytime you look
left?
at
Because we
highlights,
gotta we gotta start jumping through
let me
this.
see. I've got 7 more, but we can pretty
Oh no,
roll
that's fine.
through
Okay, if
them.
it's just seven, let's just go through the last seven. All right.
All right. So next up, I've got the 1988 the Gretzky black uniform,
1988 black.
or
Uh,
92. I know I've got
that
quite a
one.
few. Yeah.
Yep.
So just the best version of an all black uniform they've had.
Yep.
It's got the numbers in the stripes that look
Hmm.
good especially once they got to the black numbers in
Yeah.
there. Um, like you said, that gray that everyone knows is silver, it just works really well. There's a clear, defined line between the white and the
Yep.
black. It's not muddled. Um, the logo is sized appropriately. It stands out on its own.
The collar
Didn't
looks
need to
good.
have, yeah, extra outlines around anything. So
Nope.
I think that this really stands the test of time, and why the team keeps going back to
Yep.
this look
Agreed.
as many times as they have. And then the white version of that would just be the superior version of the two.
Hmm.
It was the home jersey for all of those years. The the numbers looked great in silver, at least even on the arms when they did make the switch to the black numbers on the back. Yeah, it just made everything come together.
Yep.
Um, they didn't have to worry about like any silver names or
Right.
having silver numbers, which might be a little too light in some stadiums. But I think this is the what the Kings should be wearing now. Maybe with some modern tweaks, but just
Hmm.
that much better than what they have.
All right. So we're into the top five now. Yeah.
Top five.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So, and we'll see. It's a lot of color.
Yep.
I've got the the forum blue, the original purple uniforms. That's gonna be number 5 for me.
Okay.
Just a classic uniform. The best
Yep.
colors the team's worn. Just works so well, and I think
And
the
such a
gold
perfect
version.
example. Sorry to jump in.
No, go
The
ahead.
the the gold and white stripes on the shorts do so much heavy lifting on this one.
Yes, it works with the numbers. It works with the
Hmm.
logo. That amount of white, um, and the gold stripe that separates everything from the pants. It
Hmm.
just perfect, and I loved when they wore it as throwbacks. I hope they bring it back. And then the gold version of those, this 1960s gold, and when they've
That
brought
one
that
with the
back,
purple shorts.
yeah, it
Yeah.
just looks so good having the gold, purple, gold look like that. The white
Purple
striping
gloves.
again, yeah, purple gloves. It just
Hmm.
every color is used appropriately,
Yep.
and especially looking at photos of the time, it just there's very few times when a gold uniform looks as good as it does in those old photos. And
All right. Top
then
three then.
top 3, it's got to be the Forum Blue Reverse Retro, the first of the reverse retros in I believe it was 2021.
Yeah.
Just the perfect encapsulation, excuse me, of everything they wore from the 60s to right before Gretzky came, or actually through Gretzky's time. Those colors with that uniform design, you've got the numbers in the stripes. They look good in this photo. Some photos not as good, but overall, just a fantastic look.
This was, and like, so first of all, the league gave them a homework assignment, right? This was a part of a league wide initiative, reverse retro. So they were operating within boundaries set by somebody else. I don't know who designed this one, but they reached the most yellow you could possibly have before going over the tipping point and it being ugly.
Yes.
Like any just a stitch more yellow and this whole thing is ruined. But
Yeah.
they got it perfectly. It's gorgeous. I've seen lots of people who want this to be the home jersey. I would have no problem with it.
No.
Um, and yeah, just the right balance of purple, white, and gold.
Yeah. The white logo, if it was gold, wouldn't look right.
It would
I
look
think
hideous.
if the names of the numbers are white,
Yeah.
I think it's a step back. So I
Yep.
think it's
No.
just the right amount.
The most amount of yellow without it being ugly. Yeah.
Next up, I've got the 1980s gold uniform, the Miracle on Manchester
That one.
jerseys.
Yep.
I think where the dark version was not as good, I think this one having the gold helmet, the purple sleeves, the gold jersey, the purple pants, the gold socks, it just flows really well. The amount of white separating the purple and the gold is perfect on the stripes and on the arms. I would have said 5, 10 years ago that this was the best uniform that the Kings have ever worn. There's only one way that they could make it look any better.
So this is why I'm going to agree with you that this is the second best, because it establishes the template, which then sets up the most perfect hockey jersey I've ever seen in my life, and I will fight people about it. Because you're wearing it, and I'm just going to jump
Yes.
the shark here, or jump the gun, I guess, and say that that is perfect.
Perfect.
That is gorgeous. And I will say this: if I would like the league to go back to teams wearing white at home and dark on the road, I would
Mm-hmm.
love for this to be the home uniform for the LA Kings, and for this to be the road uniform for
Yes.
the LA Kings. That would be
Mm-hmm.
my preference. It's the same uniform, it's the same jersey, nothing has to change significantly. Maybe put a purple helmet on that one.
Yeah.
Um and then maybe just have them wear purple helmets everywhere.
Yeah.
Um and then mwah. And if you have to change the crown because, all the reasons that they changed the crown, fine. Come up with a
Mm-hmm.
purple, white, and gold version of the crown.
And this would be a situation too. If they want to have three helmets and change them up, maybe not wear a gold helmet with this one, but
Right.
there you go. I think that's way better than trying to mix and match white, black, and silver that just
Yeah.
don't match anything else. I just think this is the best uniform they've worn. It's perfect. The
It's
crown looks great.
flawless. It's gorgeous.
Yeah. The fact that they were able to add the little piece here to go around the collar to add that little
Mhm.
bit of gold, I just every little detail they made sure was executed.
Even the shade of purple and gold they used, they got right.
Hmm.
Right. You could have used an uglier yellow, or a lighter or darker purple. Perfect colors, they pop. It's great. And I proposed this on Twitter, and I know you weighed in on it, but I'm going to go ahead and throw it out here now. I think, and this was done in reaction not to the Kings, but to the Chicago Blackhawks coming out with their black jersey, and everybody, not everybody, but enough people, again, I refer back to the 5-year-olds who love WWE, apologize for insulting my audience. I saw a lot of people going like, "Oh, sick, badass," and I was like, "Okay, fine," but they've been wearing red for a century.
Yeah.
And you can go back and point out to me that, well, actually, as you push up your glasses, they wore black and this year and that year and this year and that, whatever. Everybody knows the Blackhawks wear red. So here was my suggestion. Nobody's allowed to wear black as their primary color,
Hmm.
except, I saw a couple of people say you got a grandfather in the Boston Bruins. I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe. But nobody was allowed to wear black. And then you just pick nights of the season. Maybe it's every Saturday night, maybe it's whatever, and you say, okay, those are the nights where the home team gets to wear black.
Yeah.
And then every team in the league can have one black set. Every fan base that has the 5-year-olds that like professional wrestling can have their moment where they go, "Oh, sick. That looks badass. I'm going to get the all black version of my favorite team because my heroes all wear black." And I'm sorry, I'm making fun of, but then, okay, fine, you can have it. But the rest of us who don't like ketchup on our steak can get, something different. We don't have 8 teams in
Color.
the league all wearing the same thing. Yeah, and we get some of the and then like I said, the way I know I'm right is that every now and then it'll be Minnesota versus the Kings in the original reverse retro uniforms.
Hmm.
And everybody said, "Oh, that's gorgeous." Or it'll be, the Nordiques versus the Whalers jerseys when Colorado plays
Yeah.
Carolina, and everyone goes, "Oh my god, it looks amazing." And it's like, "Yeah, it does."
Mhm.
So why are we running away from it so hard? I don't know. This is my
Yeah,
end
and
of
I mean,
rant.
we can kind of see in this photo here when the Kings wore it against the Flyers, it was just the purple and the
Yeah,
orange, and yeah, the Flyers do have some black, but it's the tertiary color,
yeah,
so it just worked so well between the two teams. Um, yeah, and the game against
and
Detroit,
to
the game
the
against San Jose, just
best of my knowledge, nobody wears purple, right? In
no,
the National Hockey League. So
no one
money on
does.
the table. You're the only team you would have exclusive domain. Like when the Ducks started wearing orange, I wondered if anybody in Philadelphia cared.
Mhm.
Because for decades, as far as I know, Philadelphia was the team that wore orange.
Yeah.
And I know that, and the only reason I wonder is that is because whenever some new team shows up with a black primary jersey, I think, oh, I would say, one less customer for the Kings.
Mhm.
Um, so anyway, that's my fix. Make everybody wear color, but let everybody have one night a month or one night a week or something where the home team's allowed to wear black, and then everybody gets to have their dumb black jerseys. Anyway, as I'm myself wearing all black. We're going to wrap it up here, Taylor. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are curious to know what the Kings record this season in the different jerseys that they're wearing, you can find that at theroyalhalf.com. You can go to features and it'll say jersey records, and Taylor will be updating the records of the four, right? Four, not four distinct uniforms, but
Uh,
four full different sets.
5 now for counting the
Oh,
silver
oh, the
with
silver on the
the
white. That's right.
so it's,
Right. Okay.
kind of a mess this season compared to last season,
Yeah.
but, they're all there.
And
Make
they
sure
are
you track
all
them
reflect. Oh
like
wow,
this.
0-0-2 with the silver helmets. I didn't realize that. That's a
Yeah, so
tough.
maybe stop that
Hey man,
experiment.
0-1-2 with the silver helmet, regardless of what jersey is being worn.
Yeah,
That's
bring
a
back the
tough beat.
chrome.
Yeah, that's a tough beat. All right, Taylor, thank you very much. We're going to be doing more stuff like this with Taylor as the season goes on. You can follow him on Twitter and Instagram at Kings Uni History. You can check out the records on theroyalhalf.com. And of course, you can follow me across all social media at Kingsman Podcast. Thanks for watching the Royal Half Radio podcast or video vlogcast, whatever they're called. Taylor, thanks for joining me. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Jesse.